Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and I'm continuing my, is it advance or advancement? Well, I'm continuing my journey into the heart of Borneo, in the area known as Ulu Baram, in Sarawak, in the Malaysian part of the island. After coming, 140 kilometers off the last paved road, which took me a day and a bit. I stayed for 2-3 nights with my friends of the Kenya tribe in the village of Longsan, which is over 100 kilometers in the jungle already. Today I decided, despite the heavy rain until late in the morning, and despite clouds and fog still brooding around the village, I decided to advance further into the heart of Borneo, one of the last great tropical jungles of our time. I don't want to fool you. Unlike in Kalimantan, here in Ulu Baram they have a well-established road network. Well, those are the roads. They are usable if there is no rain. And they have a well-established tourist infrastructure, so in most villages you will have a homestay, like somebody who lets you stay in their house. So it is kind of an adventure, because white people never come here without a tour guide and without a complete package. I'm actually the only one who is hitchhiking and meeting the local people one-to-one. But it's not like I'm somewhere hundreds of kilometers inside the jungle where people have never seen a white person. There hasn't been a white person in some of the villages around here, simply because they haven't caught up on this tourist thing yet. So yes, you can still find villages where no white man has been, but basically the tour guides will not bring you to those villages. So you have to do it like me, shoulder your heavy luggage, and get on the muddy road and hope that somebody will give you a lift. Well, the life hack here is basically the yellow trucks of the forest company, which also maintains the road, will give you a lift for free. But if you hitch a hike with somebody with a different truck, with a private truck, they might try to charge you. Well, when they try to charge me, I usually give them some money, but not as much as I would pay a taxi for 100 kilometers. And usually we are both happy. They're getting some extra money, and I'm coming out a lot cheaper than if I hired a truck with driver just for myself. But yeah, basically stick to the dark yellow forestry trucks, basically the size of the color of my t-shirt, and you cannot go wrong. Nice people. It's a tradition that they give you a lift and they don't charge you. Found a flat stretch of road where I can stop a truck without them risking to getting bogged down. Wouldn't stop them down there. If they're clever, they stop somewhere here where it's almost even. Have to get about 100 kilometers today with this luggage. Well, even without luggage, impossible to walk it, so it's always the dilemma: stay or walk. If I stay, I don't get so tired. If I walk, I might find some rare fruits, which from the truck I might either miss or decide not to stop the truck, because then basically I lose my transport. Let's see what we have here. Nothing rare, but the usual roadside fruit plants. This, what was it, Manila flax or what? Some sort of flax. It's a plant which you can use to make clothes of in the jungle. I have a video on it. It's also a popular ornamental. It also has tasty edible fruits, but they don't seem to be in season. This fern is not edible. Oh. There were fruit trees a little bit further down. Couple durians sticking out of this. This all used to be garden some time ago, but when after some time somebody doesn't maintain them, they get kind of jungle-like. Let's see. Here the beautiful Singapore rhododendron. Not only is it a popular ornamental, the fruits are edible. However, they are not ripe yet. But the whole plant is extremely antiseptic. So you can basically just take a little twig, chew it, and use it as a toothbrush. It's a toothbrush and toothpaste and mouthwash in one. It will clean your teeth and it will stop all the gum diseases that might plague you or might be about to plague you. One durian, there I think is a Dukulangsa tree. This road, you might believe it or not, was built about 100 years ago. So right around the road, basically everything was locked. And what you see here around me might look very jungle-like to you, but it's not pristine jungle. Here I see some Artocarpus and some Pandanus, both valuable plants for the locals. So this is not the pristine vegetation. There is not much of it left along the road. I'm planning to stop in one of the places where I see this, but most of the time when I show you pictures from the road, just remember the vegetation right along the road is not original rainforest, but degraded secondary forest with a lot of invasive species. Half an hour, and the only vehicle was a motorbike in the wrong direction, so I decided to start walking. Here the traces are not so obvious, but at the muddier spots I can see that at least 6-7 vehicles have passed today after the rain, including one big truck. Here the trace of the one big truck being crossed by a motorbike. Yeah, always read the traces on the jungle roads, folks. Or you might wait along a road where no vehicle has passed for the last 2 weeks. It might be too late for the vehicles from base camp Kilosepulut or from the trading post of Lapok, but I think I can still catch the vehicles from the city of Miri, at least the late ones. Let's see what we can forage on the way. Musa campestris. Why did they cut off the fruit bunches and throw them away? Well, just like us yesterday, they were looking not after the fruits. The purple and white banana is not considered a big delicacy here because it has seeds. It's very tasty, but it has seeds. They are looking after the flowers. This is the big delicacy. The fruits, however, are not ripe, so no need to take them. What about here? Any ripe fruits? Another big banana I had. I would guess that this is Musa borneensis varflava. Much more rare, with a giant flower bud that can weigh, like 1 to 2 kilograms, and is very much appreciated because of its superb taste. Also the fruits are very tasty, but those two pseudostems are too young. We are more or less at the start of the fruit season, so it's not so easy to find fruits. Here is campestris. In the background you can see a bunch of big fruits, but I think they are still unripe. Beautiful scenery. The rainforest in the background seems to be quite good, more or less pristine rainforest, at least parts of it. The stuff nearby, not so much. Here, one of the giant bee trees. Super colonies of the giant sting bees roost in those, but this time I haven't seen any. They told me it's not the season. Those trees were banned from cutting down. Basically people climb them and collected giant honeycombs. Those are honeycombs the size of a big bath towel or the size of a small table. And one honeycomb can have over 100 kilograms of honey, and the tree can yield actually several tons of honey if you are lucky and escape the thousands upon thousands of giant sting bees. The third common banana along the road, the monkey fingers banana, tall blackish pseudostems, and a lot of very tiny fruits. That's where the name monkey fingers comes from. Funny. I think my lens is clear, but the picture isn't. Yeah, already 2 trucks and 2 motorbikes, but all in, oh, this is the third truck, all in the wrong direction. I guess a lot of them waited for the rain to dry. It was not as torrential in some other nights, but further up the road will get worse and worse. So maybe I will be lucky and I'll still catch some cars which come from the other side. They told me in the last couple of years the logging company has not logged trees along this road, so they didn't maintain it. It's a private road of the logging company, a giant network. I think it's over 1,000 kilometers of jungle roads, 2 main roads and dozens of roads up to 20-30 kilometers long, which lead to the single villages. The 2 main roads, I think this one is about 400 kilometers, the other one about 300 kilometers long. They are logging right now along the other road. They both join at base camp Kilo Sepulu. So the road ahead will get a lot worse, and so it's important to look out when you are starting your journey, because on the hundreds of kilometers ahead I've seen many broken down trucks and motorbikes. Of course, cars cannot go here, and motorbikes are just for the people who cannot afford a truck. 2 hornbills just flew across the road. The hornbill is not only a big tourist attraction and actually the symbol of the state of Sarawak where I am right now, it's also a very good indicator for the fruit season. Seeing those birds, yes, I was happy to see those birds, but seeing a pair of them, that means disaster, folks. That means either the fruit season has not started yet, or it's so horrible that you don't even need to bother. The hornbills, this was a pair of hornbills, which were of course too fast for me to catch them on video. As soon as the fruit season starts, the male cements the female inside a hollow tree trunk and feeds it from the outside with seeds and stuff. The fact that they are still flying in a pair means that either the fruit season has not started or it's really bad. Well, people in Longsan told me it's just the start of the fruit season, so there is still some hope that those 2 hornbills might be a little bit late. But nevertheless, it's a bad sign for fruit hunting if the hornbills fly around in pairs. One of the worst signs, actually. Now look at that bunch of giant, colorful butterflies. They are about 12 centimeters across. What a pity my phone doesn't show the vibrant colors. The colors are really metallic. Look at those red heads, at the blue tentacles. Are they called tentacles or antennae? Also they have blue spots under the wings. Also those very conspicuous green thingies on the wings. So beautiful. Yeah, this is one of the little wonders of the jungle. Probably some animal or human has peed right there, and that's why they are there. Or the other possibility is that it's some sort of mating dance, although most butterflies do this in the air, but those are doing some strange gyrations which are more like a mating dance. Wonderful. Wonderful giant butterflies. Seeing big butterflies in the jungle is actually not as common as you think, just like other big bugs. Actually, most butterflies and bugs are small, and they are not incredibly common either. Here, by the way, the invasive Passiflora foetida, a small passion fruit here without flowers and without fruits. Ahead of me is the Long Sun Bridge. Yeah, named after the nearby village of Long Sun, where I stayed the last 3 nights. Over the Baram River. The Baram River is the main river here in the area that gives the name to the whole area. Also, until the road was built, this was the highway of the region. It also is kind of. Also, finally some houses. I was concerned because the last couple kilometers I didn't see a single house. And the sky is still kind of overcast. Oh, look, other butterflies. A beautiful orange butterfly and a small yellow one, sucking some of the mineral-rich water that's flowing down the road. The bridge is stable and quite easy to cross. I'm more concerned about the flimsy bridges over the little rivers ahead. Here, one of the countless little roads probably leading to some village. Yeah, this is one of the good bridges. But yeah, the small bridges over the small rivers, also the ones you have to look out for. Also, don't know if anybody would try to use the river today. Current is very strong. Strong rain during the night. I just wanted to say that's an advantage of roads over rivers, but strong rains are just as detrimental for the road traffic here as they are for the river traffic. Always check the big piles of driftwood on the rivers, folks. Those are very important for fruit hunting. Whatever is ripe along the river, upriver, all those big fruits that tend to fall in the water, like mangoes, artocarpuses, and of course, most important, durians, they will end up in that pile of snacks. Actually, the first time I went the Rajang River up to Blaga, it was after a dry spell for fruits and especially for durians, no durians for weeks. And then when I went up the river towards Blaga, durians were floating downstream. So I knew soon I'll be arriving in an area with durian and fruit season. Well, the second time when I went up the Rajang River at Blaga, hornbills were flying over the stream, which means no fruit season. This year looks bad. We had very high water yesterday, so it must have swept a lot of fruits into the water, but there are no fruits in this pile. There is wood, a lot of bottles, but not a single fruit. Very bad sign for the fruit season, folks. If there are no fruits in the piles of snacks, where are fruits along the river? One of the rare little farms, quite a nice hut, a lot of manioc of different varieties. Here actually the leaves are more common as a vegetable than the tubers. Couple bananas. And why are they planting oil palms? Those are freshly planted, they should know better. A rice paddy of dry rice. Underneath, inside the rice paddy, some lime or orange trees. Here they are. And a beautiful jungle covered hills in the background. It almost sounds like some truck is coming. I hope so. Or is it just wishful thinking? More bananas along this little stream here. However, difficult to reach and most probably not ripe. This is again Musa campestris. Here a couple more vines of the invasive Passiflora foetida. Was this what the locals call a tup? Forgot. Here is a passion fruit flower, a passion flower. Here are the fruits encased in those calyxes. But inside the calyxes I see only green. Here, an older vine. This fruit still green. This one, however, is ripe, and the calyx falls off easily. Very tasty, but very small, of course. Those ones have already lost their calyxes. This one will also fall off easily because it's here even the passion fruit falls off easily. Sweet, not as sour as Passiflora edulis. With a nice passion fruit flavor, but of course you can never get enough of those tiny things. This seems like a durian tree down there, but no fruit. I like to remove all rocks from the road, especially when I'm hitchhiking. It's quite a bad feeling when you hit one of those with your car. Most trucks will go over them because they are not high enough, but still can damage your truck, and damaging your truck out here, well, at least delays your journey by hours, even if it doesn't harm you. Yeah, I've had people very tired after a sleepless night running their car on top of one of those. Not a good thing to do, especially not in the jungle, 100 kilometers away from the next repair shop. Well, I guess they might have repair shops in the little villages, we just haven't seen them. A strange banana with pale whitish leaves back there on the slope. You see this one here? The leaves are a little bit too white. There is some Borneensis behind this giant ginger, just sticking out a bit, but it's a different color. Also, the campestris here is a different color. Might be that this banana is just a little bit stressed or something. Might also be that it's a species unknown to me, or some crazy hybrid. But of course I will not chop my way 30 meters through this stuff to get there, even 50 meters. This is why people call the jungle so inaccessible. When you've cut down the jungle, the secondary stuff where the vines grow, often without support of trees, is almost impassable. I will need half an hour to chop my way to there, especially since I have no big stick and no big boots to support me. And in the background, again, some of the beautiful hills of the giant jungle in the heart of Borneo. It's good to be back, folks. It feels so good to be back. This is the solution to the problem. Not 20 meters further, monkey fingers bananas with quite pale leaves. Look at that. The campestris has bright green leaves. Those monkey fingers have more pale leaves. And yeah, two big bunches of what is unmistakably Musa acuminata var microcarpa. Well, this year is Musa campestris. I just thought the time for the afternoon rain approaches. It usually comes at 2 o'clock and rain is pouring, and then I just went around a bend and saw that it's raining heavily ahead. See those hills in the background, which are almost hidden? They are not hidden by fog, they are hidden by rain. However, there is a little dog on the road ahead of me. Those dogs usually don't go too far away from farms or villages. So I might be lucky and there might be a village on the next couple kilometers. Oh, the rain is approaching and it's a torrential rain. I have to hurry now. Cannot get wet with all my equipment on me. A huge durian tree hanging full of tasty durians. And somebody apparently wants to keep those durians. However, I'm hungry and I see a big durian on the ground. So, durian theft around here seems to be a very common, but also quite accepted crime. Like, a lot of people told me, yeah, this durian belongs to somebody, but if they are not here and we are here, we take it. If they find our durian, they take it. Huge durians lying on the ground. Now I'm committing theft on YouTube. Look at the size of those babies, folks. Huge, irregular durians. During the durian and fruit season, it's not so hard to survive in the jungle. This one is a little bit, not a little bit, but pretty tough. Very strange. It's tough, like extremely dry. Maybe not completely ripe. This would be the best stage, in my opinion, for durian soup, because part of the durian will stay in pieces and part of it will form a nice creamy broth. Now if I find a shelter from the rain, I'm okay. Even if I don't get a lift. For over an hour there was not a single car in my direction. With my luck, it will come right when I'm in the durian garden. But yeah, I know how to get clean water around here. And the mosquitoes know how to get clean blood around here, don't you? Now I got full. There used to be a hut here. You can see the corrugated iron, but it's gone already. A concerned truck driver who was going in the wrong direction, of course. Not a single car, not a single truck going in the right direction today. Well, the concerned truck driver stopped and asked me when I'm going and told me that the next camp is about 2 hours ahead. Well, I don't mind walking 2 hours. I don't mind getting picked up by a truck during those 2 hours. The wild card is the rain. I already got 2 good durians. Pity I have no place to cook them. I wouldn't even have bothered to eat them raw. I would have made them into soup. But, yeah, pity there is no hut around. If there was a hut, I would even have thought about waiting out the rain. Now I have to go ahead. Okay, not so important anymore if there are ripe fruits on the bananas. I got the durian. So, I don't remember if I didn't say most of this before I ate the durian. Well, later you can tell me if I said some of the stuff twice in this video. The second truck just stopped. Well, of course, again in the wrong direction. Apparently I'm already so far away from everything, maybe already 7 kilometers away from Long Sun, and there seems to be nothing ahead for the next 2 hours, that people are really concerned seeing me on the road. Lots of campestris banana. Here, monkey fingers in the middle. Borneenses far in the background. No ripe fruits, unfortunately. Here, this seems to be a tarap or some other artocarpus. I can see one small yellowish fruit, which is probably not ripe. Pity, if it was hanging full of ripe fruit, I would maybe try my luck underneath the tree. This here, I think, is a durian tree, but I already had enough durian for the next half hour. And yesterday I learned that those lower trees, which don't grow as straight as most durian trees, but have foliage resembling the durian trees, are no durian trees. They are some sort of a forestation. Forestation around here is so stupid. You cut down the jungle and then you plant exotic stuff instead of letting the jungle to recover. This stuff is much worse. Folks, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but I mean, I have a master's degree in nature conservation biology, in botany, and in ecology. So I hope you can trust me when I tell you that 99% of all trees planted are actually harming nature. I don't say stop planting trees. I say stop planting trees like crazy, where they only harm the environment. If they had not planted those durian-looking trees, which are not durian, we would already have some sort of shrub preceding the future jungle. Finally, ripe bananas. Ripe wild bananas. Oh, okay. I'm leaving my luggage behind. I'm not crossing this thing with 2 backpacks on. It's not too difficult to cross, but I don't want to risk getting my stuff wet. Actually, the bananas are overripe. They're just 2 still hanging on the bunch. Ha 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 ha. That's gonna be fun. Ha 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 ha. Wah! Aha. Here are the other bananas. Something has enjoyed them. Something which leaves the banana behind and only eats the big seeds. Or probably some rodent. So look at this. This is the white and purple banana. However, this bunch, see the young fruits over there? They have no purple stains. What about those? No more fruits on that one. See, those also have no purple stains. And once they get ripe, they get a pale yellow. It's not white anymore. It's pale yellow. And see, this rodent already has started eating this. Very strong banana smell. It smells just like Cavendish, like really ripe Cavendish. But all the smell comes from this tiny banana. Sweet like a ripe Cavendish. There's also enough sourness to make it more interesting than a Cavendish. Here are the seeds. I'm eating basically the remaining half. Guess half is too much. The remaining 1/3 of each banana. This one was saying upside down, rainwater getting into the banana. Of course, they ferment very quickly. Couple overripe bunches here. 1, 2, 3 in the background, which I've lost. Every single banana. Food-wise, 2 incomplete bananas. Were not a lot. But I'm happy that I managed to taste some. Still no rain, but it's not going to be too long now. Here once again you can see nobody bothers about the wild banana fruits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bunches on this cluster of bananas. The fruits are all still here, but not a single flower. Somebody harvested all the flowers. Oh no, there is a tent plant in the background, but very young. But they didn't even bother about the fruits. Could have also harvested the stems, the pseudo stems, but those are not that popular. Pseudo stems, my host explained to me, are mostly for the tourists, the locals. They prefer the tasty flowers. One or two of those monkey fingers look ripish. But no, they should be really yellow before I harvest them. More monkey fingers. Ah no, this is campestris and it's not ripe. Okay, and on we go. Well, the rain was in the highlands. There it's raining more and longer than here. But still, the afternoon is the time when it rains almost every day in the rainforest, especially in the rainy season. And guess what we have right now? A rainy season in mountain rainforest. Yes, technically down here it's still lowland rainforest, but we're in the hills. That means a lot of rain. A couple more of those tarap trees with the smallish yellowish fruit hanging on them. If it's tarap, it will take many weeks for them to ripen. But what if it's not tarap? What if it's some other Artocarpus and I'm missing out on some tasty fruits, maybe even on a totally new Artocarpus species for me? Let's assess the situation from the little bridge. Always use bridges for fruit hunting, folks. They have free treetop walks. And the rivers are in general centers of biodiversity. So there's one of those trees here. Cannot see fruits on it. Two others behind it. At least one over there. The river is quite swift and deep. They're all hard to reach. I'll pass on those. It's a hard decision, but yeah. It will tire me out a lot. It will get me dirty and lose me a lot of time. And all this maybe for just some unripe little fruits. This is one of the things that scares me most in the jungle. Those giant spiders. The body of this one is still smaller than my little finger. But look at the head. If this thing bites me, wow. I've run into the nets a couple times, even had to smack spiders away from my face, but yeah, I'm so scared of those. I wanted to check out this Cuminata microcarpa in the background, but I can see the fruits from here. They are unripe, so no need to risk it all. Don't know how poisonous those spiders are. Did it notice that I've been marching for almost 3 hours with heavy luggage? Also, the heavy durian meal, well, it helped a lot, but it also made me tired. This guy who found me and who said 2 more hours, that was like, what, 40 minutes ago? So I still have about 1.5 hours to walk. Also, with this heavy stuff, I'm slower than an average walker, so maybe more than 1.5 hours. This stretch of road has been maintained recently, so at least, well, good for the trucks. For me, makes no big difference. Something is coming from the right direction, but it sounds like a motorbike. Oh yeah, it is a motorbike, fully loaded with 2 people, no chance for me. Yeah, drink almost all of my water. I checked the map, it's 11 kilometers to the next village. Loaded with not 2 but... Hi folks! Loaded with the whole family, 4 people, okay, 2 of them are very small people, but still... Yeah, what I wanted to say, next village is 11 kilometers away, and I haven't even walked 11 kilometers today in the last 3 hours, so yeah, that's gonna be fun, and it's already 2:30. Yeah, 11 kilometers, if I don't get a lift, I might arrive there by nightfall. And see the clouds over there, how they're creeping around those trees which are not too far away. Well, rain is just a question of time. It's not whether or if, it's just when. And the answer is soon. Just 1 minute after the last video, finally a truck came along with some traditionally dressed guy. Doesn't seem to speak much English. He's going to Long and less than a minute after I'm in the back of the truck, it starts raining. Not much for now, but I'm sure if it gets stronger, the guy will stop. I can ride inside the truck. Oh, I remember this area. There's some good quality rainforest right above the road. They didn't do too much logging there to prevent erosion, so there is still good forest very close. Well, but now, as I said, they are scraping the bottom, so they are logging everything they can get their hands on. But yes, still finally biodiverse rainforest very close above the road. Changing into a different truck. This guy has a homestay. Very good. I learned that the traditionally dressed guy who gave me the lift, the first lift, is the village chief. The problem is if it starts raining like crazy now, there are 6 people inside the truck. No chance I can fit in there with them. That's gonna be fun. But at least I'm not alone on the road, miles away from the next little roof where I can hide from the rain. Still a drop or 2 from time to time, but nothing serious yet. Let's see. Didn't even understand the name of the village where I'm going, but a village is definitely, a village with a homestay is definitely the best thing that can happen to me. Beautiful jungle around here, look at that. Near the road it has been locked, but even just 50 meters away there is good quality jungle with big trees. Unfortunately, since they are scraping the bottom now and harvesting every tree they can get their fingers on, I don't think this jungle will survive long. There is a reason why the forest company is maintaining this giant network of roads. They have this graveyard for bulldozers where they have many dozens, maybe hundreds of bulldozers from the decades of history of logging this area and maintaining the roads. So I arrived at Pelutan camp right before the afternoon rain started. Not torrential in the moment, but even this rain would have been enough to spoil my day. Yeah, I got conflicting, well, I did not get conflicting information about the fruits. There are no fruits. They managed to find a papaya for me, which is, yeah, it's good. A papaya is much better than no papaya. Oh, here, okay, terima kasih. They also got me some little water bottles. Maybe I'll have to ask them for more. 1 liter is not gonna be enough. I've sweated at least 5 to 6 liters and drunk 3 liters in the about 3 hours when I walk. Yeah, also conflicting information about the road to Long Banga. Some people say it's so bad, you need 7 to 8 hours. I think they said this to dissuade me from continuing today. Maybe a good idea. Now he says, no, it's 3 hours and the road is normal, just like here. Well, I'm here already. Decided to stay. This is a logging camp, which is, up there on the slight hill. Next to the logging camp, I remember this house, which is like a small trading post, or basically a tiny shop. They have made quite a nice big homestay, which is more like a big hostel. Nice, cheap it seems, as long as they don't increase the price suddenly. Yeah, quite happy to be here. Didn't get very far today. How far did I get? 30 kilometers at the most. Didn't find any interesting fruits. Here, by the way, the etlinger or torch ginger, flowers and fruits and buds. You can eat everything, flowers, fruits, buds. And also the young stems of the young stalks of the leaves. Yeah. So this is it for today, folks. Tomorrow I'll continue a little bit upriver, and if there are no more fruits, I'll go back and try to go along the second fork of the road, which splits at Kilosepulu, where I was a couple of days ago. Let's see how they like me. The white men, they locked in it, almost tore down their homestay at that trade post while trying to get out. They do have a small kitchen here, so I can make my own coffee in the morning. Funny, they have a small shop here, but they made me buy my food in another nearby, well, couple kilometers away shop, a bigger trading post. Funny, they have a shop themselves, but they have a very limited selection. I bought 10 eggs for a horrible price, 2 ringgit per egg. That's 40 cents for a raw egg, but okay, we are in the hills. Everything comes here by truck. Okay, there is oil. There are stoves. Theoretically, I can make my eggs myself, but I don't know. They are still in their place. I hope they will make them, because I don't want to get their kitchen dirty just for a couple eggs. But good to know that I'm not completely dependent when it comes to drinks. Funny thing is, this bottle has never been opened, but it has spent so much time probably at the back of a truck that it's completely... At first I thought it came out of the fridge, but no, those are just scratches on the bottle. Well, folks, the further you get into the hills, doesn't matter that there is an established tourist infrastructure like this homestay here. The further you get into the hills, the funnier and the more improvised some things get. Yeah, good. Perfect timing with the rain. Really happy about that. This look familiar, folks? Looks like some Penang people came along sometime after me and collected the 3 remaining durians which I left behind there. Now I bought them because it is so funny. And also my hosts here, we were talking how the pigs, the wild boars have died 3 years ago. They were the main sustenance of the people here, hunting for wild boar, eating the flesh and selling them. Now everybody concentrates on the deer and the fish, so there is no meat left. The durian season is very bad, and so I decided, despite the fact that those are the same durians, the same 3 durians I left behind at the big tree, I'm gonna buy them now because it's so funny and because I want the folks to have some tasty durian, because there's no durian fruit around here. Durian season is non-existent. When I saw my host struggling with those durians the same way I did a couple hours ago, while the people we bought them from reaffirming that they are from another village much further away, I cannot stop laughing. It's the exact, they look exact the same, they taste exact the same, and they are just as difficult to open, only that he has a much smaller tool than me now. So a lot of cars stopped here between 5 and 6 in the evening. Funny. At noon for 2 hours, not a single car, and now over a dozen. I talked to a lot of people, and nothing is ripe around here, and nothing is ripe higher up. There are 300, almost 300 kilometers, they agreed, of grueling road, getting worse by the kilometer, towards Borneo, the village in the highlands, with a very cold climate and very different vegetation, where there are supposed to be no fruits at all ripe right now. Now the question is, today I made barely 30-40 kilometers. Shall I invest a couple more days and go to Borneo, or shall I go down to base camp Kilos Pelutan and take the other, get away from here, get the other, those flies are horrible. Get on the other road, go to Longapu and other villages where I know that there are very rare wild jungle durians and durian hybrids, and who knows what else I can find. I think I will sleep first and decide tomorrow what to do.